Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. My name's Cody and I want to thank you so much for stopping by the farm today. The weather has definitely started to turn for us here. It is fantastic. We've got stuff popping out of the ground, the trees are waking up, the bees are back in full force, which is fantastic. And yeah, it's just all around a really good day. I hope wherever you are, the spring is on its way, and maybe if you're on the other side of the world too, I guess you're heading into fall, winter maybe, so I hope you enjoy that season too. I love winter. The bees are in full force. It's just beautiful. I've got, I think, was it 10,000 tulips in our display gardens that are just popping up, and I got another 10,000 tulips in our cut garden, which I'm so excited about. It's going to be the first time where I was prepared enough and organized enough to get enough tulips in the ground so that people can come out to the farm and cut their own, which I think is going to be fantastic. They're all down here. Yeah, down that area. There's about 10,000. So not only is it going to look great when this all comes into bloom, I think it's just going to be nice for people to take their families in there. They can go, if they want a dozen, they can cut a dozen and just have that fun farm experience, which is, I think, really good, really good. Excellent commentary, Cody, and keep up the good work. One of my main adversaries this season is right here, a little prairie hare. Those guys will go through your tulip patch quicker than anything, and they will help themselves to the all-you-can-eat tulip buffet. So trying my best to live in harmony with nature, we don't use any more bird be gone, but those guys will definitely do a number on there. So got to be careful with your pest control and those sorts of things. Typically I don't do much, if anything. I'm sorry if that's windy, I don't know, hopefully that muffler works. But I don't really do anything when it comes to rabbit control. I find there's not much I can do short of like ending them, and I don't want to do that. So just trying to find balance, I make sure that the habitat is nice for our owls and our hawks so that they have, some food, which is good. And maybe they will end up picking up those rabbits for me so I don't have to have that blood on my hands. Anyway, that being said, I'm not here to talk about outside. Today is just going to be a quick video update for our inside garden. So let's head inside here. So if you remember a few videos ago, I was able to set up our indoor tower garden here, and I just wanted to give you guys a little update as to how it's going. You can see here behind me it growing. It's doing amazing. So making sure that I had the pH properly balanced has made all the difference in the world. I'll get in there and show you guys what I mean. It's coming along really great, everything's growing a lot better than I expected. I don't know why I expected it to not go well, but I think the last time I tried it, like I say, the pH was perfectly 7, and I've learned that makes it so that the plants can't actually absorb any of that nutrient that you put into the water, just because it's not biologically available to their roots. Penny's downstairs having some fun. I don't know if you can hear her or not. And everything is just looking great. So I've got everything. There's kale here, I've got tomatoes, we've got peas, there's eggplant, lettuce. What else? We have spinach, we have different types of kale. Then down here is a big small squash, I guess. It's a zucchini, and it's putting out little female flowers, so that's exciting. What else do we got? Well, peppers, of course. So there's cucumbers and melons and all sorts of different things. There's cabbage on the other side. So this is just more of an experimental session or cycle, just to see what grows well and the different requirements as to what the indoor gardening is going to look like. So I'm leaning more towards growing just leafy greens because it's something that doesn't require any extra steps. Like I don't have to have a pollination with flower set, whether you're growing peppers or tomatoes, if that makes sense. You get a nice kale leaf like this, and once it gets to a mature size, you harvest it and the plant just produces more. With tomatoes in an indoor setting, you have to worry about pollination because there's no bugs in to do that. That's your job then. So it's just an extra step, just something to keep in mind. But today I just want to get a quick pick off this and see what we have. It's been set up for a few weeks now, and let's see what we can get. So in here we have our Swiss chard, so I'm just going to take the outer leaves off of that. Hi, Danny. Look at all that, eh? Just off of a couple of plants there. Right here is a clump of celery, and it's doing well, but it's still a little bit small. You can see this guy's starting to form pretty nicely, but I'm going to leave the celery on there for now. That doesn't need to be plucked or anything like that. Let's see what else we got here. There we go. So a nice quick pull off of here. We've got our nice, what is this? I think it's Dino Kale, Lakota Kale. I don't know. It's really pretty. And you might know the name of it. I can't remember off the top of my head. But then we got our red Swiss chard here, and that is just absolutely beautiful. It's still very young, but just tender and delicious, and it's just good raw eating. We have our spinach here, which is doing fantastic. We've got about maybe 2 cups of spinach, and then this, I think this is a curly purple kale, I think. It's stunning as a plant, you know, and it's delicious too, so it's fantastic there as well. But I don't know if you can see all that well. I'll get a close-up here, I guess. Careful not to drop everything. So this is just a few weeks of growth on the tower garden, and like I say, I'm leaning more towards the leafy greens, just because you get a lot of cut and come again type of product. And again, it's quick. So you take these leaves off, and then you cut them, and you give the plant just a little bit of time. Penny snaggled a kale leaf down there. She's chomping on it. But you cut them, and then they come back again right away. The tomatoes, the peppers, so like the Silencia family there, peas, beans, those sorts of things, you do have to make it so that there is an environment conducive for flower development and growth, and then you gotta wait for pollination. You might have to do that, and then you gotta wait for that fruit to set that way. So it's a lot longer, I think, of a harvest or growing cycle. So for me anyway, on this system, I'm leaning heavily towards the leafy greens. I like that cut and come again feature, I guess, of what this garden has to offer. And right now with the cost of food, leafy greens, you know, it used to be ridiculous to grow your own. It was just so cheap to go to the store to buy them. But now, honestly, this at our local store, a bunch of kale, a bunch of Swiss chard, a bunch of spinach, and then another bunch of kale here. You know, this is probably $4. This is probably $5. The spinach might be $3, and the kale maybe another $4. So what's that? 4, 8. You're well over, you know, $15 for this. And I'm not joking. It's ridiculous, the cost of food. You know, so being able to grow our own. Get off this soapbox for a minute. Being able to grow your own in this way, it's fantastic. You know what's in the plants. Never been sprayed, you know, so that's fantastic. And you can just eat it fresh. Like, I don't think any of this is going to make it home tonight, but it's just a great addition to what we're doing out here, or what I'm playing around with out here, I guess, anyway. But that's where I want to leave it today, everyone. So I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you learned something out of it. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to have those conversations down below. But until next time, everyone, take care, and we'll catch you later. Bye now. Taste test. Swiss chard. That's good. It reminds me of summer. I don't know why. Probably because I grow it in summer, I guess. That was really good. Kind of like a really no rhubarb flavor rhubarb, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it's just because that's what it looks like, but who knows. Next up is the spinach here. Very crunchy, very juicy too, which is great. Man, that's really nice. Zero bitterness, really strong spinach flavor. Fantastic. The stuff you get at the store, like, it's fine, but you never know if it'll be fresh or whatever the case may be. On to what I'm calling the Dino Kale here. Oh yeah. That's kale, all right. Now, it is really good. I like a bitter flavor, so this is nice for me. It's not bitter, I shouldn't say that. It's very mellow. But if you have an air fryer, I'm gonna be one of those people who pushes air fryers. And you put this in just a little bit of olive oil and some salt and pepper, lightly toss it, put it in the air fryer till it's nice and crispy. This is the best thing you've ever had. It is so delicious. Get an air fryer just to do it with your kale. Last one here. I think I want to call this dwarf curly Scotch kale. but I could be wrong. Someone else might know what it's called, but let's see what it tastes like. It's a little pokey. That's really nice. It's got more of a grassy taste as opposed to the dino kale here, but it's still quite nice. I found something funny about kale. It was in the 90s. I think it was either in the States or like worldwide, the biggest purchaser of kale was a Pizza Hut, because they'd always have the kale displays separating, you know, at their buffets. I don't know if you remember that or not, if you're a 90s kid. But I always thought that was funny, you know, Pizza Hut was the #1 buyer of kale. Not to eat or anything, just for decoration. And then I think, well, people started to realize just how good it is for you. And then, and I think people don't eat much Pizza Hut anymore, I don't know, but it's good. So anyway, taste test over. If you watched this far in the video, thank you. And until next time, guys, take care.